Hey there, everybody. It's Rick Husey here with AirgunWebTV live once again here in West Texas. And today we've got a whole bunch of new stuff. I know it's been a few weeks, and so forgive us for that. We had a bunch of stuff going on, and it's we had a bunch of stuff going on. And now the cool thing is, I really hope that we're going to have that consistency we've been looking for. So I'll tell you a little bit about what we're doing here with AirgunWebTV Live. So this could be a new thing, and I'm looking to push this into 2021, and I'm looking to do at least a show every other week, and if we, maybe we want to do some more. It depends on if other folks want us to do some more. I'm hopeful that we will get some folks that want us to do some more of these, because I really like them. And then we'll take these live shows, put them on YouTube, and also we're going to be doing a podcast. So if you want to catch up, and I know how can you do a podcast with a video, but hey, we post them and people download them and listen to them. So that's great. You're bored in your car, pull it up, and you get to hear all the new cool stuff about air guns and the air gun industry, and you can be driving in your car. So that's pretty cool. So definitely stay tuned to our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, all of that stuff to know when we're going to have these coming out, because I'm going to be far better than I have in the past about letting you guys know what's coming up next. So what do we got here? Today is New Airgun Stuff Day. And we're going to start with this guy right here. So Crossman reached out and they were telling me about their new line of guns. This is the Benjamin, this is the Cayden, and they have a couple other models. They have a bottle gun and they have a bullpup. And I had my choice. You pick whatever I wanted. And I specifically picked this one for the reason that it has a removable muzzle over here with a 1/2 UNF thread. So not only do I have a really kind of very nice rifle to work with, but I get to try different moderators. And I've been using the 0dBs quite a bit, and those really work well for me. And looking forward to doing some testing with this gun. But I thought today, I don't have any video to show you of me shooting targets yet. That's coming up. But I thought I'd tell you a little bit about my first impressions so far with the gun. And now I do need my phone, hon, because one of the things I really wanted to know, don't worry about the noise. I'm going to get her to come on camera. Oh, look at that. I can't get anyone to come on camera. That's all right. My sister is camera shy as well, and so is my wife. Okay, so I was out at the range earlier today shooting this, and it fills to 3,000 PSI. So let's talk about some of the specs. Wood stock, variable power. It's got a power adjuster here. It's really stiff, so I don't know why they put this there. I'm thinking just put it on a high power and be done with it, or give us some ball detent so we can kind of click it to a known position. But it's just kind of a rip it and kind of move it. It's actually kind of impractical to even use it. But besides the point, I don't know who's really going to turn it way down and shoot on low power, but I guess you can if you want. Okay, so it's got 3,000 PSI fill. This one's in 22 caliber. It shoots right at 31, 32 foot-pounds. And I was shooting today, and let me pull up the numbers here. So I'm shooting the 18-1-3s, and I was getting some really, really cool numbers. And see, I use the Pro Crony Digital with the Bluetooth. You guys probably see that on my videos. That Crony is awesome, by the way. It's really, really cool. Because actually it talks to you. You can be like focused, shoot, and it says so many feet per second. So you don't even have to look down at it. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, let's move on. So the paper is talking about you get about 60 shots, and I think that's probably accurate. I shot from 3,000 down to 2,000, got 48 shots. That's 4 mags. So you give me another mag, and we're sitting right at 60 shots. So definitely could get 60. Now, let's talk about usable shots, because there's like how many shots you get and then how many shots you actually want to use, which is a difference. And I will tell you that I had to, after I was done shooting, I had to go look at some details, because I would have sworn that this was regulated. It's not, but I would have almost put money down that it was regulated, because the first 25 to 30 shots were pretty daggum equal. Let me give you an example. First shot was like 898, and it stayed at 898 to 900 back in the 890s, all the way till, let's see, I'm at shot 30, and I'm still at 890. So we're talking about maybe 10 or 11 feet per second spread across 30 shots, and it's not regulated. So whatever they've got going on in the valving here, and this gun is made in Turkey, and look, the Turks can make some really awesome air guns. We all know that. But the consistency I was getting out of the power was actually really good. So I'm very excited to kind of go out and get this out on the range and do some accuracy testing. But before you do that, you got to mount a scope, which brings us to our other new product thing. Oh, you know what I should talk about before I do that is a couple of the other things I really liked about the gun. I apologize, I was jumping ahead. Okay, so if you're used to the side lever stuff and some of these guns, boy, they look good, and then you go to grab them, they don't really feel that great. This one actually feels really solid. I love the shape of the side lever. They give you a lot of meat here to grab hold of. And the trigger is actually really nice as well. Fully adjustable, and it's got this little trigger shoe that actually rotates and moves. It's actually like nearly match, not quite match, but pretty close to match grade. And I think this gun is, I'm gonna just take a wild guess, it's like 550 bucks. So we're talking some pretty good consistency, good power, 32 foot-pounds in the 22s, pretty decent. Fully adjustable hardwood stock. Look, evidently somebody's been paying attention, because you see what that is right there? It's called a swivel stud, guys. That means you can actually go take this hunting and sling it. What an amazing concept. So they've done a lot of good things here. I really do like at least the, you know, the out of the box sort of what we're getting for numbers, and I'm looking forward to doing some accuracy testing. Without a moderator, it's a little barky, so you're going to want to, you know, think about what you're going to put on the end of it. But you know what I do like about that it doesn't have something from the factory is you get to put whatever you want to put on it. So if you want to put a Donnie FL on it, go for it. Neocleg, go for it. You want to get a TKO 22, go for it. You want to do a 0dB, knock yourself out. Thing is, whatever your favorite moderator maker is, you get to put it on the end of this gun and then feel happy about it. And then if you don't need a moderator, let's say you don't want to have that extra length, you're hunting squirrels in the woods and quiet really isn't necessary, well, you can go with a short profile and you don't have to have that extra length. So I think that's awesome. So let's talk about something that I think if you've been into air guns a lot or for a while, it sort of becomes old hat. It's no big deal. But if you're new and you maybe aren't so technically inclined, it can be a real pain in the butt, and that is how to properly mount a scope. Now, I've mounted a lot of scopes, hundreds of scopes, and so I just kind of pull it up, tweak it, and say, all right, that's good. What I have found, however, is what's good for me may not be good for the guy next to me, especially if they're a lefty, because what I've come to realize, as much as I try, I tend to cant my gun a little bit. So I'll get it perfect for me, and it's all straight and perfect for my use. I'll hand it to somebody else and they say, hey, your scope's crooked. It happens. And you probably do the same thing but don't even know it. But let me show you how you can make that not a problem and really get your scope perfectly level without having to jump through a bunch of hoops. And it does require a piece of equipment. So let's look at this. And I think Angie, Airgun Angie, has actually already talked about this product. And I'll be honest with you, I saw it on her channel and I said, what? How did Angie get that? I should have that. I should have that here. And so I emailed them and said, hey, I really like that. Can I try it? And they said, we would love for you to try it. So we're going to do that right now. It's a long intro on this little piece of equipment. This is from Real Avid, and it is Level Right Pro. That's what we got here, okay? This is not a gimmick, okay? This is actually a really cool piece of gear that will help save you hours of frustration. Okay, so we're going to put this back here. And I'll tell you that when you're using this, it maybe not quite so intuitive as I'd like it to be, so maybe they can work a little bit on that part, but it does work. And let me show you how to make it work, because that was really useful for me to find out. First couple times I tried it, I kind of went, ugh, but now I know how it works, and I'm really excited about how well it works. So here's the little guy. This is the device, and it comes in the box, and they have different settings, or different fittings. One is if you have a long Picatinny rail, or the other is if you have a barrel. Since this is a barrel, this is what we're going to use, and it's got magnets on the bottom. Now, that works great if you've got a steel barrel, but if you've got aluminum shroud, not so great. So you kind of got to be careful with it when you're doing that. But this is a steel barrel, so it works perfect. So that drops right on there. And so what happens here is that this centers your scope to your board, sort of automatically. There's a little V there, see it? So that drops just like that, and this actually slides up and down. Oh, it does really, I promise. So this is, see how it slides? Okay, so you kind of get this set, and then that goes right there, and now we've got a bubble level on the top, and this bipod, which I really love, it's a kind of a robust UTG bipod, it leans, so we can get it. What? I got people giggling.
Angie said she's not sure if she should say this, but it was super easy for her.
That's how I said it, Angie. She said it was super easy. I'm so glad it was easy for you, Angie. We have a question.
What other calibers are available?
On the Cayden, I think it's called. I think 177.22, maybe 25. I don't really know. I apologize. I think it does go to 25. I picked 22 because I just prefer 22, and I have lots of more options and ammo to really kind of stretch this thing out and play with it. So I chose 22. But I believe it's in 25 and 177 as well. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but if you just Google it, it'll show you, take you right to the product page, and it's available on. Gosh, everybody's got it. Pyramid Air, Airgun Depot, Airguns of Arizona, all kinds of places have this gun. So it's widely available. There we go. Okay, well, I'm so glad it was so easy for Angie, but I struggled, and I figured it out. So I'll show you how I figured it out. So once you get your gun leveled, and I do really like using this sort of a bipod that has a resistance on it, so you can cant your gun, but once you set it, it doesn't move. And then on this is your like a little projector screen. You see little lines on it. That lets you know you're square with the reticle, and we're going to just level it as well. Okay, now, there we go. Now we turn this light on, and it projects on the screen there. So we're going to move this here. Now here's what I learned. You need to actually play with the settings on your scope, and this is where I was struggling, is that I could not get the picture to show up well. And then I realized that I needed to back this up, and then I needed to use the eyepiece focus here to kind of get my picture. Now it's, unless I turn the lights off and everything, it would be very difficult for you to see it, but I will tell you what you get is this light shoots down here and then superimposes your reticle on this card. So if you put your reticle on the marks, then you can know if you're cattywampus or not. And I can line that right up because I was doing this earlier, and I am dead on center, which is perfect. That means when I go out and I start shooting and I'm changing my ranges, my horizontal, my vertical, there we go, I was going to get it right. The vertical and horizontal are square. So if I'm straight up and down, that means when I'm doing my hold over or hold under, I'm going to hit. Because what will happen if your scope's cattywampus and you're holding, are you laughing? My wife's laughing at my cattywampus. And that's really inappropriate, honey. You're not laughing at my cattywampus. But when my scope is cattywampus and it's like this and I'm holding it over, then what you don't realize is you're actually not aiming square. So you may hold over and wonder why you're missing. Well, if your scope isn't straight, that could be why you're missing. So something like this just takes the guesswork out. I used to do this with levels and all kinds of gizmo whiz-bang things like mounted to the gun or mounted to the rails. Well, if I put a level on this rail, what happens if my rail's off? That doesn't help me. Or if I put it on the scope, but the gun's off. This takes the guesswork out of getting your scope straight. And I was tickled silly once now I know how to make it work super easy. Takes a couple minutes. The other thing I really love about this device, when you're mounting your scope, and I don't know if you guys have ever had this problem. I haven't had it a lot. So I go get my scope all square. I think it's just perfect, just the way I want it. And I'll just very carefully start tweaking down the screws, and then I'll tighten it all the way down. And I'll go to look, and somehow in the process, it's shifted. And then I'm like, and so I have to undo it and then start over. And this takes all of that out of the equation, because while I'm tightening down my screws, I can watch it to make sure that I never go out of square. And so for Real Avid, you guys did an awesome job with this. Thank you so much. And this is my new best friend when setting up my air guns. Yes, we have a question.
Not a question. Angie said that Real Avid has a lot of other really cool stuff too.
They do. In fact, they're going to be one of my next phone calls. I'm looking forward to getting on the horn with them, because they do have a lot of really cool stuff, and they've got, well, a bunch of stuff. You can look them up, and I think we're going to have more cool things from them here on the show. So I'm going to put this back here. Put that there. And it's not that expensive. I think the whole kit's maybe 60, 70 bucks. So if you do this a lot, or you want to be like really make sure you're dead nut center, it's really a good value. So I'm going to put this over here. All right. There, and we'll put this over here. And now we're going to talk about something else. If you guys remember the last show we had, my sister and I came up here, and of course, she kicked my butt again, and I don't know how that keeps happening. Anyway, doesn't matter. I've got this, and she doesn't have this, but I have this. This is, finally, it's here. If you guys go back and watch our video from SHOT Show first of this year, Mantis had a new product called Blackbeard. I think that's what it's called. It is. Whew, it's right there on the box. It's called Blackbeard. And what it does, it's a drop-in system to your AR that lets you use your Mantis with your AR and automatically resets the trigger in your AR. Now, that is awesome. So that means the trigger pull training you want to do with your real weapon that you would go out and practice with, you can practice with that, get the same sort of trigger control practice, and you can do it in your living room and never ever have to spend a dime on ammo. That is amazingly awesome. So this is the kit. We haven't installed it yet. It just came in. But you have this battery pack here, and you have this bolt carrier right here. And this actually has a little laser in it, so you actually see what's going on. Guys, this is going to be one of our next videos coming up, is going to be to put this in one of my ARs, and we're going to do a little fun and do a little practice and see how it works. And maybe I can get Cheryl back again. And we'll have to, I don't have two of these, so we'll have to share. Ugh, I hate sharing with my sister. But we'll share, and then we'll see who shoots the rifle better. And if she kicks my butt, then again, I may have to start looking for other work. But anyway, this is the new thing from Mantis. I'm excited to get this charged up and give this a try. So thank you guys. That's going to be coming up in an episode pretty soon. Now, where are we for time, Sue?
12 minutes.
12 minutes in or 12 minutes to go?
12 minutes to go.
12 minutes to go. I've been talking a lot. Before I go any further, do we have any questions?
Angie wants to know how many ARs you have.
Do I have to disclose that on live TV? I'd rather not say. Maybe I'll talk to you about it later in there, Angie. How's that? The ones they know about it, never mind. Let's just move on from that particular question. Any other questions, guys?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So if we run through our segment here and we don't have any questions on this product, I am going to be shocked. So let's talk about what we have here. This is a brand new airgun brand, one of which is actually something I'm working personally on. This is called this is a SideWinder Airguns. So it's called SideWinder because of the side shuttle magazine. So what we have here is we have a multi-shot big bore, and it is not a 35. It's not a 45. It's not a 50. It's actually a 20 gauge air gun. This thing is just, forgive my language if you guys are sensitive, it's just badass. There's no other way to put it. This is the 15-inch carbine model, and both of these actually come without the stock. So this is going to come out of the box like that. Okay, it's got an 18-inch tube. This is a, is that 18? 12-inch. Must be, I don't have to get the tape. Where's the tape measure, Sue? It's not there on the desk. Toss it to me, please. And tape measure. And don't hit me. Oh, good throw. Okay. All right, 12-inch tube. All right. So 12-inch tube, 15-inch barrel. This gun here, in this configuration, is getting right around 360 foot-pounds, which is a lot. I mean, that is that big. With the stock, it weighs about 5.5 pounds, so it's super lightweight. It is just bad to the bone. It is super simple. It is extremely simple. It's got like 4 O-rings. Is nothing fancy about the operation of this gun other than it kicks ass. That's it. It comes with just a thread protector for the choke, but you can put 20 gauge chokes in here. So you can get an extra full choke. So if you want to run shot, it's really simple. What you do is you take the magazine. Now if I'm running shot, I'll drop 2 20 gauge wads in the hole, and that seats down here up against the transfer hole there. And then you put an ounce of shot in, or you put whatever you want, really. You put rocks in it if you want. I wouldn't, but you can. You really can if you want to. But I will put number 4 shot, or maybe I put, what's really fun to shoot is like 30 caliber round ball. It's just super cheap, and it's like buckshot on steroids. We have a question?
Dodie would like to know how many shots when it's full capacity.
Okay, we're going to get to that in just a second. And it's actually really, really simple. Okay, so the reason this gun is this sort of skeleton and this simple is that we want it to be as reliable as possible. We want as few potential points of failure as really practical, because this gun is really, it has a lot of uses. We're going to just leave it at that for right now. But it goes beyond just shooting tin cans in the backyard. And I think you guys could probably figure out where I'm going with that. Shot count, well, this has a 2-shot magazine. Guess how many shots you get? 2. This gun gets 2 shots. With a little bit left, you can get a 3rd if you need the 3rd, but it's really a 2-shot full power. The pistol also gets 2 shots on full power. You notice it's got a smaller tube. We're going to get to this guy here in a minute, though. I'm getting ready to run some crony numbers. I'm going to run some different shots, some double-aught buck, some different weights, and see what I'm getting for muzzle velocity and from shot all the way up to the Mac Daddy, which is this guy right here. This is what gets us our 360 foot-pounds. This is a 400 grain 20 gauge slug, and all you do is you just drive this in your magazine, just push it all the way down, and you're loaded. Beautiful thing about this is that when you cock it, it's ready to fire. It actually stays like this. If you are going to just store it and this is closed, that's it. The gun can't fire. Also, when you take the magazine out, there's nothing here. You want to unload it, you pull the mag out and decock the gun. It's very, very cool. We've added this little bit here so that when you drop your magazine in, you go ahead to move it to the next position. It just clips into place, so you have that positive lock. 2 shots. Now, we do have another version of this that is also 20 gauge. It comes with a 30-inch barrel. So when we add all of that extra room on the end of the barrel, it also comes in a full wood stock instead of the sort of skeleton AR stock. It comes in a full wood stock. It's more shotgunish than these, which are more tactical. It has a 3-shot magazine. You get 3 to 4 shots with that. Again, you put whatever you want in the magazine. Number 4 seems to be what we really like to run. And number 4 in like the 30-inch with an extra full choke will pattern maybe a 24-inch pattern at 35, 40 yards. So it's like a legitimately awesome air shotgun. It's not like some of the other air shotguns, which are, might as well call them anemic. They really don't have the power. This thing actually puts out a volume of shot, like a full ounce of shot at some velocity and energy that'll actually do something. You could turkey hunt with it. You can clear pests in your garden with it. You can do a lot with this that just you can't do with any other air gun. And what you can do and what I have installed here, if you really want to get crazy with it. Again, we're talking 350, 360 foot-pounds. So that's not nothing. That's like something. And that's in the 15-inch barrel. But this is actually a rifled choke. So you put this on the end here, and your 400 grain slugs at 50 shots, you'll put them together. You'll put them touching. So you'll get 2 shots touching at 50 yards. So you want to hunt hog, you want to hunt deer, you want to have something that's super, super light to take up in your deer stand. Well, there you go. Yes, we got a question.
How loud is it?
It is very, very, very loud. These are not meant to be finesse guns. They are meant to be loud. They are meant to be hard to cock. They are meant to be just very beefy, very serious air guns. We have no intention of trying to make these quiet. They are meant to be loud. They're meant to be like you're firing a 20 gauge, except you don't have the kick or the gunpowder to deal with. So that is really what this is designed to do. Another question.
No, Angie just is coming up with all sorts of ideas of how to use it.
I'm sure. Let me show you the pistol. So this is very, very, very cool. And I don't know how practical it is. Yes, question?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay, so this is the pistol. Again, all of them, the pistol or the carbine, come with the adapter. If you want to buy an AR stock, you could just drop a stock. So you can imagine you've got like a tiny little micro. Again, you put whatever you want. I would think that loading some double-aught buck into this would be very, very effective in certain situations, especially when a firearm may not be practical. Am I being subtle enough? Maybe, no? Okay. So this is just a great little piece of equipment. It's light. It's very manageable. Just give it a cock, and away you go. 2 shots, and it's just all business. I would love to put a little carbine stock on this, and you have got a great little microgun. Yes, Sue?
So there are 3 different styles, correct?
There are 3 styles, and I don't have the full-size shotgun yet. I'm going to be having that probably next week. So you guys,
Tell us
what they are. So we've got the FD. There's a little joke behind what FD stands for, and we'll get to that maybe one of these days. FD8P, which is the very deadly. Can you guys subtle? It's too subtle. F deadly. Get it? 8-inch pistol, 20 gauge. That's this one. And here you have the FD 15T for 15-inch tactical, 20 gauge. Now, I think what we're going to do, because I know there's some states like, say, Arkansas, that you need a certain power level to be legal to hunt with. We're going to do this in a 20-inch barrel, which will give you over 400 foot-pounds. So really, you want more power. It's just about adding length to the barrel. So in the 30-inch variety, if you want a monster gun, we're looking at right around 600 foot-pounds. So
What's the third one?
the third one is going to be the FD, I think it's 30 long or L30 or long gun 30-inch barrel, something like that. That's also going to come with some different barrel configurations because 30 inches is a very long gun. So we may do like a 23-inch, which will still get you like 450 foot-pounds. So there's lots of different options that we're looking in this sort of class. But if you notice here, there's really no difference in the action here.
Are those prototypes or are they available now?
These are production runs. We are finishing the production. So I was talking to the folks that are managing this, all the production. This is, guys, just so you know, this is machined, built, assembled, tested right here in the U.S. So I know the guys. I went and saw them, saw the shop, saw the machines running, saw the materials. I've been, working with these guys for a little bit of time now. And this is just a really, really cool product. And because it is like actual machined aluminum, like serious aircraft grade mil-spec type aluminum, it's not like super cheap. These are going to cost a little bit of money, but they are just a tank. They are absolutely awesome. And if you are looking for something that has that maximum energy, we're talking 20 gauge, like this guy right here, I have to go run some numbers tomorrow, but I think we're looking at maybe 160, 170 foot-pounds out of that. And, you know, just put a little red dot on it, and that's pretty much all she wrote. So very, very cool. Very, very cool new product. I'm looking at availability probably the 1st of November. So we're really only a couple weeks out of being able to take and fill orders on these guns. So stay on our Facebook page. Stay, like airgunproshop.com is where you're going to be able to get these. Okay, so right now that's where you're going to be able to get them. airgunproshop.com. Join, you know, go to the Facebook page for that, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Because the minute we've got inventory sitting in the warehouse, the minute I can put hands on this gun could be yours, we're going to start taking orders.
Approximate cost?
I'm working on that, but I'll just give you a ballpark, okay? Again, we're talking the gun without the stock, so just this guy here. And I'm going to go, we'll just talk, we'll do MSRP and not MAP. How's that? Okay, so I'm going to give myself a little cushion because we haven't dialed in what all our final costs are. So please understand that. But you're probably looking at about $1,400 for that gun. Plus or minus. We're kind of waiting to see how things come out on a couple components. We just don't know yet. But we're going to have all that dialed in the next few weeks, and I'm hoping that that's where we're going to be. Just awesome. And again, gosh, to rebuild it, you need a screwdriver, an Allen wrench, in about 10 minutes. And you could take it all the way down and put it all the way back together. So that is what, to me, makes this a very, very awesome product. All of that together. Yes, Sue?
Doty's screaming for a giveaway.
I bet. I would have to talk to my partners on that one. But who knows what may happen. I tell you what, let's see, which one do I have here? One of these is serial number 1. That's that one right there. That one's mine. I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. But who knows? Who knows what will happen over the next few months. But we're looking to be able to produce, I don't know, we should be able to keep up with demand. That's my hope. And if we need to get more machines, we'll get more machines. That's our commitment. We want to make these things as available as possible, and just where if somebody wants them, they can get them. So very, very awesome new guns. Cannot wait to really do some video work for you guys to see what these things can do. Just really, really cool. Anything else there, Sue?
Your time's up.
My time is up.
You've run 2 minutes long.
2 minutes
Samuel
long.
Says, awesome. November 1st is his birthday, so.
There we go. All right, guys, that's it for now. Catch us, I'll let you know when our next show is going to be. It should be at the very latest week after next. So every other week, every other Tuesday, we should be having another live broadcast. Guys, that's it for now. My name is Rick Dutzer here with AirgunWeb, AirgunWebTV. Thanks for watching.